sweetheart. I just got out of a committed relationship, but I still am hopeless romantic at heart. We have a genuine connection. I think he is going to make a great partner.
It's interesting that she does say that she feels like he's going to make a great partner, and they do have a genuine connection already, even though they've literally met on introduction, not even had an actual date yet. So I find that quite suspect off the bat, to be honest with you. But before we get into the rest of this and why I feel like she's going to contradict exactly what she just said, or if not, should I say, makes a whole freaking U-turn, all I want to say is, guys, we are trying to get to 50K before end of Feb. I won't lie, I'm getting sick and tired of actually having to ask people, but you know what they say in life, if you don't ask, you don't get. And you can't just expect things to happen, if you know what I mean. And I guess this whole time I've been expecting it. But nonetheless, to help us get to 50K, we're trying to get there before the end of the month. So hey ho, subscribe, like the video, and let's continue.
You ever heard of a Pittsburgh salad?
Oh, no, never. What is it?
So you take the fries and you actually put the fries on top of your salad. So
New tradition.
new tradition.
Right, the only reason why I actually wanted to put this little part into the video and is because, well, I feel like it's important to be spoken about. And it's crazy because I feel like I'm doing an episode of freaking My 600 Pound Life. But here's the thing, you know, Tyray at the very beginning of the season, we saw him in the gym. Okay, we saw him in the gym and also with this group. And I believe at the time the idea was for him to work on his health, to work on his physique, but also work on his mental health as well. You know, in terms of, you know, knowing how to move forward after everything that went down in the first season that we saw him. So for me to sit here and to see the food on the table, I was like, you know, I have to comment this because you see, when it comes to Tyray, one of the things that we know he struggles with a lot is his confidence. And with that, his confidence, well, here's the thing though, is he ever going to finally be able to be himself? Now that is always going to be the question. And I personally believe that when we are somebody who struggles with confidence, there are many ways that there's many things that we can do to help build up our confidence. One of them is looking after our health. The more healthier we feel, to be fair, the more confident we feel. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, but also on top of that, I'm not talking about just fitness in terms of him losing the weight, which obviously would be a big factor of his confidence. But I'm talking about everything else, such as skincare, you know, the whole shebang. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have good skincare or anything like that because it looks like he does. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, sometimes when he speaks, some of the comments he makes, if you ask me personally, they come from the fact that he's overweight. Things like, for example, in this episode, he was like, you know, it's really hot out here and I can really see that I'm sweating everywhere and I just feel gross and all that kind of stuff. And let's be real, of course, sweat can happen to anyone at any size, but I just feel like when he was saying it in a way he was kind of like, you know, bothered about himself. I mean, listen, it's a very little example, probably not the best one, but I'm just giving you an example of some of the things that he says that I feel like he's referring to himself in that kind of format. But I really hope that he could go back to who he was at the very beginning of the season. And the very beginning of the season, his whole thing was, well, allegedly anyway, unless it was just for camera, right? He was in a position where little fitness group and also a little mental health session after, talk about your problems, how do we get away from them, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of annoying that maybe it might have just been for show because he's not getting any fitter. So therefore he's not getting any healthier, and it's a sad thing to see. So I really hope he can rework on his health, you know, both mentally and physically, and that'll help him in the long run with his actual, you know, confidence. But hey, if I don't say it, I don't say it. So I said it. Yeah, but let's continue.
I've seen a lot of relationships go south just being military because we are separated all the time. So like right off the jump, trying to be in a committed long distance relationship, I think would be really hard.
Isn't it funny how she went from, oh, I feel like we've got a genuine connection already, even though she hasn't even had a date with him. This is her first date with him, but okay, whatever. And then now, somehow down the line, she's like, yeah, I don't know if it's going to work though, because, you know, of a long distance relationship. But let me play the next bit before I say a bit too much.
I would love to stay in touch with you, and, you know, maybe I'll just let you know next place I'm traveling and be like, where you at? Let's go.
Does that sound promising to you? If somebody said that to you, you know, maybe I'll get in touch with you. Well, I'll stay in touch with you, but maybe I'll let you know the next time I go and do. Is that going to sound very promising to you? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, she's trying to let him off easy, shall I say? Let him down easy, shall I say? But I really don't like when people do this thing where they really mislead someone. I mean, I think off the bat, she probably wasn't interested in him. I just feel like she just wanted to go out with him just for being kind. But also at the same time, this is a TV show, so she might have just been an extra put into the show just to show us that Tyray may be now having dates, just the same way they just made us believe at the beginning of the season that he was finally working on his health, both physically and mentally. But we haven't seen none of that ever since. You never know. This is TLC. They do what they got to do for entertainment purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that.
Major things I learned from this date with Teresa was definitely just to be yourself, because people like your authentic self.
And it is okay to have a date that doesn't immediately lead to a love connection.
Well, I'm happy that he learned that. I'm happy that he learned this, and I'm hoping that this is something that he can build on in terms of the fact that I'll just always be yourself no matter what, because that's the best thing that we can ever do in this world. I could care less how many times I get rejected for being myself, because it just means that the people that are rejecting me, the women, that are rejecting me, are obviously rejecting me because I guess they just don't. I wouldn't say it's because they don't like who I am, but maybe who I am just isn't relatable to who they're looking for. Do you see what I'm saying? It's never a bad thing if somebody rejects you because of you. Don't get me wrong. It definitely hurts if somebody tells you, well, I don't want to really, go further because you do this, you do that. Nobody likes to hear that stuff. I get it. But at the same time, though, it doesn't mean that we have to change ourselves. And even if we do change ourselves, we shouldn't be doing it because of that person. We should be doing it because we want to. And then, we hopefully those things that we do change can work better for the next person. Because really and truly, I wouldn't necessarily change myself for somebody else and then be like, oh, I'm changed now. Now do you like me? Nah, because if they've told me something and then they've left and then I've changed it, well, why didn't you wait around? Do you see what I'm saying? It really depends on how you want to look at it. But either way, though, being yourself is definitely the key to life always, no matter the situation. We should never fake who we are for someone else's beneficial or whatever the hell it is. Do you see what I'm saying? But hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. 50K.